Hello and welcome to another of our videos. Today we are in in Greece. As you can see, we're parked up there on the beach, surrounded by the sea. So we tend to wild camp a lot. 2 or 3 days is quite easy. Obviously you can carry fresh bread, etc. But we do carry flour, yeast, etc. all the time, just so we can make flatbreads. With that and a few other things that we use, it means we can wild camp for possibly up to 2 weeks. So today Gemma is going to be demonstrating, just one of the simple recipes we use. Nothing's too complicated. They taste good. So yeah, we're going to pop inside to do that because it is quite windy and most of the ingredients are going to blow away. So let's go and check out what Gemma's up to.
So I'm going to make flatbreads and it's really simple. You need flour, yeast, salt, sugar, oil and water, and obviously a mixing bowl. I never weigh anything, mostly because in a camper van we don't have space for weighing scales. So I make sure I have a big pile because we use this. Within 24 hours the whole bowl will be gone. Roughly that much. Don't ask how much it is, I have no idea. 1 packet of yeast is 7 grams. Sprinkle that one on top. And then I roughly have a 5 spoon of salt on top. Same for sugar. A little glug of oil at this point. And the rest is water. If I were at home, I would just use tap water, but because we're not, I'll use bottled. And it really is as easy as that. Give it a mix. Once it's all mixed, I will turn it out onto the table and knead it. And that bit I normally do when Tom's not in the van. Otherwise he moans that the table's going to get broken. So keep adding water until it is all pretty much mixed in. And you can add whatever you want. You can add herbs, seeds, you name it, you could add it to the dough. So perhaps whilst it's all dry, put in whatever you want. I've not tried it with seeds or herbs. If we're going to make it a sweetbread, we'll add the sugar afterwards and then fry it in the frying pan. Right, I'm nearly at the stage of turning it out and kneading it on the table, at which point I will need a little bit more flour. It always seems easier to add more water and add flour once it's on the table than to not add enough water and have to try and knead it once it's out. Right. In fact, let me put that away. There's chance of being spilled. So it is quite a wet mix at the minute. As you can hear the dogs outside. Not ours, I might add. Right, save the bowl because you will want the bowl for putting the mix back in, because it will prove in the bowl. And the rest is just kneading basically. If you need more flour, add more flour. It is quite messy at this stage. Normally, I'll make the breads with Harry or Max, because Harry likes to have really grubby hands. And once he's done the bulk of the mixing, and it's slightly less wet, I can take over, so I don't get as grubby. You can see it's all coming together. Now you have to knead it for probably between 7 and 10 minutes, sometimes not as much, sometimes slightly more, but it's quite a good workout. And you literally pull the dough apart, put it on top, and go again. This can stay in the bowl or in the fridge for 2 or 3 days, but the one thing we found, whether or not it's because I use too much yeast or it's just too warm here, I don't know, our dough is a bit like the magic porridge pot, and it just keeps on growing. So I can make it at night time, and in the morning it will have grown so much that it's all over the table, sometimes attached to the curtains, which isn't as good. Right, so it's getting stickier, so I'll just add a bit more flour because I've not finished kneading it. Now, almost done. This dough you can also freeze. So what we used to do when we were at home was we'd make a massive batch, and then we'd separate it into portion sizes and just put it in bags and put it in the freezer. And it's the easiest thing if the kids want a pizza and you think, oh god, haven't got any pizzas, just get a bag of this out, leave it for about an hour, and then you're ready to make them a pizza, and they all love it. There we go. Right, it's really, really nice and soft, and it's taken up nearly all of the flour, so it's nowhere near as sticky as it was. Right, that is your dough. I just put a little bit of oil back in the bowl, mostly so it doesn't stick. Pop the dough in, just slosh it around the bowl so it gets everywhere. And that's it. I will put the lid on, but I only put it on loosely because it does grow and then it pops off. But with kids in the van, you need to keep it clean. Right, as you can see, this is about 3 or 4 hours old, and as I said, it's overflowed. So, just pull off a little bit. It is quite sticky, but don't worry. Put it in a bit of flour. We don't have a rolling pin, we've only got a glass. You need to roll it as thin as you can, because that way they taste much better. It will stick to the table a little bit, but that's not a problem. Just dust it off a little bit before it goes in the pan, because otherwise it does smoke a little bit. But you need to get the pan really, really hot. So, just put it in. And it will get bubbles in it, but the bubbles will often pop and they'll look like they're burnt, but those are actually the nicest bits to try. So you can see lots of little bubbles appearing in it now. And this can take about 2 or 3 minutes to do, or at both sides. So just keep checking, because as you can see there's bigger bubbles now appearing. Now, it's colouring nicely, but it's not done just yet. Thing is, the thinner that these are, the less doughy they are once they're cooked, because they do rise a bit still. Right, we'll turn it over. These are the burnt bits. They look burnt, but actually they taste the nicest bits. And once they're done, we just wrap them in a clean tea towel to keep them warm. So, nearly done. If you're doing these inside, I do say take your smoke alarm down. There's many times that we've forgotten, and one of the children get quite panicked by it. Right, done. As you can see, one side, 2 sides. Now to do the rest. Okay, so here are the finished flatbreads. What we ended up doing was we'd pull off a little bit of dough and we'd sprinkle a little bit of granulated garlic and ground coriander, both into here, and then roll it out so it's equally distributed and flavoured. Earlier on I also boiled some chickpeas and we made our very own hummus, which has been flavoured by both of the children.
It's amazing.
So what we would often do is just put a dollop of hummus in, followed by a little salad that we made.
Amazing
which is
salad.
red onion, tomatoes, cucumber and red pepper. Little sprinkle of salt, and that's all it needs. Bring that flavor. Tomatoes ready.
Oh, Harry, I'm sorry for your taste testing.
Harry is going to taste it for us.
No,
He is the fussiest in the van.
I'll eat anything except for sweet corn soup.
And chickpeas.
No, that's you, although chickpeas are in hummus. Right, let's know how to taste.
Get the right size first.
I didn't get anything.
Hurry up.
It's lots of hummus.
How does the bread taste?
I tasted before I read that bill.
Is it yummy? Yeah?
Hummus is better.
With hummus it's better. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.